This is going to be my walk away story because I was 100% Democrat. I was on the Democratic plantation and I was happy with that. So let me go ahead and tell y'all this story because it's a little crazy.
I can't blame her.
Game to win. Game hard.
What's going on, y'all? Nick here, coming to you with another video. Check this one out, y'all. So this is a very interesting video. This is from #walkaway campaign. There's a very interesting YouTube channel I stumbled upon, but apparently this is a testimonial. They said, this woman says, they moved a biological man into my dorm room. God damn! You guys, check this out.
Hello to everybody who watches this. My name is Zakia Cooper, and I am a 23-year-old Christian conservative from Chicago. This is going to be my walk away story because I was 100% Democrat. I was on the Democratic plantation, and I was happy with that. So let me go ahead and tell y'all this story because,
as most black people are,
it's a little crazy. So in 2021, I moved into my first apartment, and the apartment that I chose to move into was like a dorm style room where you would share a bathroom with a roommate of the same gender. That's what my lease said, and I was okay with that because I really wanted to move out. And so I move out, and I don't have a roommate initially, right? So I'm living there by myself for 1 full year, and I'm happy with that. A year passes, and I slowly noticed that the bathroom that I had to myself is showing signs of being used by a man because I'm seeing that the toilet seat is up. And so I'm like, okay, I didn't know I had a roommate, but I just assumed that I had a roommate that was a girl because that's what they told me. I had a female roommate, and she had a boy or something over there who was using the bathroom. So I'm like, whatever. He's dirty because he's not flushing the toilet and he's leaving the seat up all the time, but whatever. This is what happens when you move in a conjoined situation. So I was satisfied, I guess. But I slowly realized that it was a man in my room, y'all. A man. A trans woman. And I realized it's because I see the person. I see this man that they moved in my room. I came out one day and I happened to see him. We came out at the same time, and I'm like, that's a man. It was a man. It was a man. They moved a man in my room. And so I stopped paying rent in that building because I'm like, how are y'all gonna move a man in my room? And y'all told me in my lease that I would have a same-sex roommate.
You see, this deceptive practice is very similar to what they did when they pretty much put Leah Thomas, you know, the transgender swimming athlete, whatever, and just shoved them in a woman's locker room. And these women were forced to undress themselves in front of Leah Thomas.
What?
How disrespectful that is. To force a transgender woman, a biological man, to live in the same household in this situation or compete with biological women. I mean, do we not care about the safety and protection of women? Apparently we don't.
I stopped paying the rent, and eventually the housing manager or whatever reaches out to me, and she's like, I'm telling her my situation. She's like, oh, well, we can't discriminate. That's why we weren't allowed to discriminate against him. He identifies as a woman, so we had to give him a female roommate.
Of course.
Yeah. The craziest thing I ever heard in my life. I'll never forget that day. Because I was like, what the heck is going on in this country? Like, I knew that there were trans people running around. I knew that was a thing, but I never really actually paid attention to the impact of that until it directly affected me.
Oh, let me just say this, right? You know, this woman at this particular stage that she's in, I have no issues with her because again, she's giving a testimony or a testimonial of how she used to be and how she used to think. All right, so if you ever see me throughout this video criticize her, I'm not criticizing who she is right now as we speak. I'm criticizing the mindset because the mindset that she had in times past is very similar to majority of the mindset that a lot of liberals have till this very day. So let me just go on by saying this, right? It took you living in the same, room with a transgender before you realize the impact. It takes you competing with a biological man in order for women to realize that, oh, maybe men and women are not equal. It takes all of that. I mean, could you not just know that men and women are different? I mean, can you not just realize that? Why does it take the most obscene things, the most outrageous things before people finally wake up? Hey, better late than never.
Which is how most things work. So upon coming to that realization, I'm like, wait a minute. What laws? Why can't we discriminate against? Why is there a man in my room? Because we can't discriminate. But what about me? I'm a woman. I'm 21 years old. I was 21 at the time. And y'all moving this man in my room? What if he raped me? What if something happens to me? Nobody would care. So after this experience, I became extremely interested in these so-called discrimination laws or whatever this person was speaking on. And I done fell down the conservative rabbit hole from that point forward. I found myself watching Matt Walsh, who's of the Daily Wire, and he has a documentary called What is a Woman? And it's basically about my situation where trans men are erasing women. And after watching that film, I realized that I was supporting literally satanic stuff. I didn't know.
Let's applaud this. Let's applaud the waking up process that this woman is undergoing right now. We got to applaud it. You see, this is what people don't understand. You see, because if I say, maybe it's bigotry, maybe I'm being a misogynist, you want to throw all the terms out there, you go ahead. But this is why I like doing these types of videos, because when you hear it from the mouth of a woman, especially in this effeminate, matriarchal society, maybe it might reach some of you. When you do not understand the repercussions of you actually aligning yourself with the LGBT persuasion, you don't realize that you are literally siding with Satan. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. I don't care how you want to mask it. I don't care what terms you want to throw. You are aligning yourself with Satan. Period. You get what I'm saying? Because anybody who reads the Bible, it is impossible for you to come to the conclusion that men and women are the same, that somehow men should be subservient to women. It is impossible for you to come to that conclusion. It truly is. And for having men dress up as women, when the Bible clearly says that it is an abomination if a man wears that which appertaineth unto a woman. Come on, man. Come on.
I thought I was being PC, right? No, I was supporting Satan. And I'm Christian. I was raised a Christian. So I'm like, this ain't right. This is not aligning with my Christian values. Wait a minute. We're calling men women. It's not lying. God doesn't make mistakes. So why am I calling you a she and you're a man? That's a lie. I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm transphobic now. Oh, I'm homophobic now. That's fine. Because I'm not lying because y'all said so. That's insane. So that was just the tip of the iceberg, y'all, because after discovering this stuff about the LGBT, I went on to find out that I was also indoctrinated by feminism. I was racist. I'm black, as y'all can see, right? So it's not okay for blacks to be Republicans, let alone wearing a MAGA hat in public. Come on now. Me and my husband get clowned for this. He's not here, but me and him have the same values. We actually ended up, I'm 23 years old. Y'all thought I did not think I'd be married at the age of 23, but I am.
As you should. You see, it's so crazy. She did not think that she would be married at the age of 23. You don't even understand how crazy that statement actually is. For some of you let me try to unpack this, right? Let me try to unpack this. It's only crazy because we live in such a feminist society where they are literally pushing back the age of when a woman should get married, and she's going to end up foregoing all her youthful years, all the years where she can actually be fruitful and multiply. No, they're going to forego that, all in the name of getting that almighty dollar, all in the name of a career. Meanwhile, they're gonna literally hit the wall in their 30s at 304 miles per hour. It is completely insane. So that's the only reason why that statement is actually a shocker. But no, women, let me tell you something. Provided that you have an actual righteous man that actually is on his purpose, on his grind, and he's actually stable and able to provide for you, you should absolutely try to get married in your youth. And don't listen to all the feminist jargon and all this, woman empowerment jargon that tries to get you to hit the wall before you get married. And now your value is not nowhere near, you're nowhere near as valuable as you was in your youth. It is insane.
Because me and my husband's values align so much. I'm like, why are we not married? Why are we not married? Why are we cohabitating like this? And we're Christians. We're not supposed to be doing that. Let's get married. And we get it. We went downtown and got married. And no, I'm not too young to be married. People, oh, you're young. No, I'm not. I wasn't too young to be having sex with him. Not married. So I'm not too young to be married to him. What are you talking about? It's insanity, y'all.
Let me just throw this in there, for all the fellas out there, you don't gotta go downtown, you know what I'm saying, to get married. You don't gotta get a marriage license in order to get married. As a matter of fact, I actually strongly urge you to not saddle up with this state in order to marry a woman. All right, that is you are literally putting your life in a blender, straight up.
I was racist, y'all. I was content with being racist because when I was in high school, my liberal high school I went to, they taught me that black people couldn't be racist. We could only be prejudiced, which is some BS. So I was okay with being racist towards other people because they told me that I wasn't being racist. That's insane. That's an insane lie. Y'all have been censored so much. When I came out as a Republican publicly on my platform, because I'm an influencer on both TikTok and Instagram. I also have a YouTube page. And the initial purpose of my platform was to uplift people with natural hair. Because as y'all can see, this is my real hair. These are locks. And, in my community, most women don't like their natural hair. So that's something I've always noticed. And so that's what my platform was initially focused on, engaging with people, telling them that their hair is beautiful. God didn't make a mistake with your hair. You were born with natural kinky hair. You need to learn to love it. Don't give your baby a perm. That's insane. That's so late.
Right.
And I slowly realized that there are deeper issues in our community. Yes, the hair is also an issue, and I'm always going to talk about it, but black people are racist. And I realized this because this is how I made my social transition, right? Because I was like a conservative to myself. Only me and my husband were talking about it. We didn't have any MAGA hats or anything, but we were definitely conservative based. So I posted a video on my TikTok at the beginning of the summer. And it was about, because there's a whole conflict in the black community, if you're not aware, where it's considered cultural appropriation for a non-black person to wear like box braids or dreadlocks like mine, or basically any other black hairstyle. If a white person wears it, then they're gonna get bullied and attacked. And so I think that's very wrong, that's very racist. And so I spoke out against it publicly. I'm like,
I'm curious, is it cultural appropriation when black people, black women in particular, have weave and perm and try to make their hair straight? Is that cultural appropriation? I mean, your hair is not naturally like that. You see, so you want to throw cultural appropriation on all these other races, but black people are not culturally appropriating, right? Come on, man. Let's stop the noise. Man, this girl is going in right now. Let's stop that. Man, drop a like if you like what she's saying right now.
Y'all are racist. Y'all are telling a white girl she's not allowed to wear braids because she's white. That's racist. You're telling her she can't do it because of her race. Y'all, I was cyberbullied for this. I had so many people calling me so many slurs. You calling me Uncle Ruckus. I've been called Clarence Thomas's daughter, Candace Owens Jr., Coon, etc., etc., etc. Y'all know the slurs. So that's when I realized I was right. I'm on the right side of history because I'm like, y'all are cuckoo.
Yeah. You know you're on the right side of history when people start attacking you. That's pure point blank. Again, even Jesus said it, right? Woe unto you when men speak well of you. So when you start getting attacked, you just know straight up that you're on the right path, or at least you're heading in the right path.
Absolutely cuckoo, racist, and I'm not for it. I don't support that. So I'm extremely happy that I escaped the Democratic plantation, the socialist, communist, Democratic plantation that I was trapped on. Because when I started voting at the age of 18, I asked my parents what to vote for. They told me Democrat, and so I voted Democrat because they told me to. Little did I know, I was literally voting for communism. So yes, guys, I'm so blessed that at the age of 23, I've come to this conclusion that I'm not out here supporting demonic things like the LGBT and abortion. I'm no longer a feminist. I respect my husband. I submit to him. And I'm content with that place. I cannot wait for us to be fruitful and multiply, because that's my purpose on this earth.
What? Wait, let me run that back.
So yes, guys, I'm so blessed that at the age of 23, I've come to this conclusion that I'm not out here supporting demonic things like the LGBT and abortion. I'm no longer a feminist. I respect my husband. I submit to him. And I'm content with that place. I cannot wait for us to be fruitful and multiply, because that's my purpose on this earth. And I'm so happy that I found this platform.
She said, I'm so happy she found her husband and that she will submit. And her purpose, listen, women, her purpose is to be fruitful and multiply. I don't know who the man is. I don't know who's her husband. But let me just salute you right now. Good job. Good job. And we need to be applauding more men who have women like this, who's able to openly, in front of everybody, admit that they are able to submit. Now, let's keep it a buck, right? That's words. Anybody could say that, right? We don't know the lifestyle. You know them by their fruit. That's what Jesus said. But I still appreciate that she can actually openly say this, especially in a society where we know that Satan is pushing feminism and woman empowerment and all the single ladies and independent women. I mean, the list goes on and on. We need to applaud women like this. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this video about this testimonial. I mean, I think it was extremely powerful. Anyway, with that being said, Nick over and out. The message sent. Jesus is King, y'all.